It started as an innocent game. Little Emma would run up to her parents, breathless with excitement, and proclaim that her imaginary friend Simon wanted to play hide and seek. Of course they happily obliged. What 5-year-old didn't have an active fantasy life? They watched as Emma scampered around the house, conferring with her invisible companion about the best hiding spots. It was cute, harmless playtime. But over the next few weeks, Emma's activities with Simon grew stranger. She would wake up in the middle of the night, saying Simon needed a glass of water. During bath time, she refused to wash certain body parts because Simon was still playing with her toys in the tub. Sometimes Emma even set an extra place at the dinner table, claiming it was Simon's favorite meal. While Emma seemed utterly enthralled with her imaginary friend, alarm bells went off for her parents. Wasn't Simon getting a little too real for a figment of their daughter's imagination? But they tried not to overreact. Child psychology experts suggested going along with the kids' fantasies, not dismissing them as fake. However, Emma's behavior soon escalated beyond playful antics with an invisible sidekick. She started conveying disturbing messages from Simon. He didn't like the upstairs bedroom because scary shadows lived in the closet. The basement frightened him too, especially the jars of preserved food down there. At the playground, Simon warned her not to talk to other kids. He wanted Emma all to himself. Emma's parents knew they needed to intervene. Gentle conversations about how Simon wasn't a real person didn't seem to stick. Instead, Emma would throw tear-filled tantrums, kicking and screaming that Mommy and Daddy were lying. Desperate, they banned all talk of the disturbing imaginary friend. But Emma still slipped references to Simon into everyday conversation, like a creeping chill they couldn't shake. Matters worsened when creepy occurrences began happening in their home. Unexplained bruises on Emma. Broken glass found on the floor. Furniture that had been moved or rearranged while they slept. The terrified parents installed cameras around the house. What they saw on the grainy night vision footage made their blood turn cold. Emma, walking around, whispering to someone they couldn't see. Emma, sneaking into rooms and going through drawers. Emma, watching the camera with a sinister grin on her face. But the most disturbing clip showed their daughter in the kitchen, having an intense conversation with the empty seat beside her. Simon says he's hungry, Emma whispered. He wants them to go to sleep forever. Who was manipulating their little girl? The parents knew Simon had to be stopped, even if he was a disturbing figment of Emma's imagination. They sent her to a child psychologist, who was baffled and concerned by Emma's vivid descriptions of her menacing invisible friend. Just when it seemed like the situation couldn't get any worse, Emma went missing. After a frantic search of the neighborhood, police found the girl sitting alone in a nearby park. She was unharmed, but refused to say how she got there or what happened. Later that night, Emma's mother awoke to check on her sleeping daughter. When she entered the room, she stifled a scream. There on the wall above Emma's bed, someone had painted in blood-red letters. Simon says it's time to start the game. The parents huddled together, sobbing and terrified. What sinister presence had invaded their home? What was stalking their little girl? Exhausted and seeing no other option, they decided to flee, pack their bags and drive anywhere far away by morning. But when they opened the front door to load the car, a small bloody handprint stopped them short. Just then, Emma's voice called excitedly from upstairs. Mommy, Daddy, Simon wants to play hide and seek again. The parents looked at each other in dawning horror. Imaginary friends weren't real. but a little girl's twisted imagination given form? That could manifest in shocking ways. Slowly they closed the front door and locked it tight. Simon was nowhere and everywhere now. And somehow, they knew in their bones that this was one game they could never win.